Good evening. How's life? Time to get into another video. So fun fact, I already made a video on this topic, but I took it down because merely of how cringy it was. But we're here doing it again. This is a video called How to Sneak Out of the House Without Your Parents Knowing. So it's spring, and you guys want to go hang out with your friends and go to parties and stuff. But how do you do that if your parents don't allow you to? Well, it's easy, you sneak out. But how do you sneak out? Well, that's what we will be covering in this video, so get ready. Step number 1 is to be prepared. Like, set an alarm and make sure your parents know that you'll be going to bed early, because going to bed early usually signifies that you'll be asleep. So yeah, make sure you go to bed early so that they think that you'll be asleep for throughout the whole night. And make sure you have an alarm set so that you know when to sneak out. Make sure you know when your parents are also going to sleep so that you can get out with them without them noticing you. So that's really it for tip 1. Let's get into tip number 2. As for tip number 2, set up a decoy. So if your parents do come in, they'll think, oh, yeah, they're still there, they're sleeping, when really you're outside sneaking out with your friends and stuff. So it may sound hard to do this, but I guess I can show you guys how. So yeah, let's go. So this process is a lot easier than it sounds. So we got a lot of pillows over here. Gather them right up. And usually my normal setup would just be to have 2 pillows right here. However, if you have extra pillows, what I would suggest doing is making it seem like you're still there by putting it like that, which creates a small little lump right here, so it looks like someone's there. However, if you want it to look more realistic, you take 2 pillows, shove one all the way down here, and then take the other one, shove it over here, that way it creates a bigger lump, and then maybe put 2 pillows over here to prevent them from seeing your head. That way you can see it looks a bit more realistic. It looks like someone's actually sleeping in the bed. You know. So that way your parents won't catch you when you sneak out by looking into your bedroom. And also the lights will be turned off, so it'll be hard to tell. All they'll see is a lump. Like, oh yeah, he's asleep. Or she, depends on who you are. So now let's get into tip number 3. So tip number 3 is to actually have your route already planned. That way it's easier for you to sneak out without your parents knowing. Make sure you know where the floors creak, and make sure you know how loud doors are, and make sure you just know where to go to get out. So how about in step number 4, I'll show you how to do that. Let's go. So step number 4 is to actually be sneaking out. Make sure you know where doors creak, make sure you know where the floorboards creak, like I said in the previous steps. And here's one way to get out. That door creaks way too loud. You can use the front door, but mine, you can't. So what I recommend is finding a window that opens. So in my sunroom, for example, we go in here, right? If we go in here, there's a lot of windows. Now the benefit of having these kind of windows is that when we open them, you see you can open right here as well. And look at that, direct access to the outside world. And if you do it quiet enough as well, you won't get caught. However, a downside for me is my parents' room is right over there. So, they'll notice me. But if I were to keep the lights off, say for example, and actually do this quiet, because these windows are loud, then I could pretty much get out. There is another way you can get out, which I will be showing in the next clip. Now, as a continuation from the previous clip, you guys might not have a sunroom with a window that opens, but you might have a window in your room like this, for example. Now, I live on the first floor, so it's easier for me. But for me, the downside is these windows don't really open that well, and I don't want to pop out the screen. So you could just open up that window and just jump right out if you're on the first floor. If it's second floor, it might be a bit more tough, and you might have to find an alternative on the first floor. But yeah, that's really it for this tip. Let's move on to the next one. So tip number 5, now that you're done doing stuff with your friends and you already snuck out, how do you get back in without your parents knowing? Now if you use the front door, just make sure you bring a pair of keys with you. But if you use the window, how are you going to do it if you shut it? Well, you see, here's my tip. Leave the window a bit creaked open, that way you can stick your fingers between it and pull it open. That way you can just jump right back in. It might sound hard to remember to do, but once you know how to do it, it's easy. So really, that's all the tips I have. Also, wait, I do have another tip. Bonus tip. Let's get into that. So bonus tip number 1, or tip 6, is getting back. You see, I wasn't going to mention this originally, but I literally just thought of it right now. So getting back, make sure you're just quiet again, as usual. Make sure you just sneak right back in, take the pillows out, and just go right back to bed as normal. That's it. So, thanks for watching this video, guys. Like and subscribe, expect more videos in the future. And, that's it. Bye.